What's up, guys? Welcome to the Honest Tattooer podcast, where we fucking love tattoos, and we're happy that you join us this week again. So, first of all, my name is John Mesa, and I'm joined with G Money in the house, and my co-host is always Matt Triano.
Hey.
And this week we have Ed from Tattoo Armour. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Great to be here.
No, man. So, for the people that don't know you, tell them your name, where you're from, and what do you do?
All right, my name is Ed. I run Tattoo Armour US, based out of New Jersey. Basically, I run the entire United States, Canada, Mexico, and everywhere else I expand to.
Dude, so what is Tattoo Armour?
So Tattoo Armour is an absorbent pad that we place over the tattoo when it's done for the day. It's going to absorb all the mess. There's no plastics, no adhesive, nothing to worry about. So it's a cleaner alternative to all the other methods out there. Basically, it eliminates all the nonsense that can happen with either a plastic or a derm in the first 24, 48 hours. And your client goes home happier. Your work is going to heal better. And you're going to basically lead into the next session. It's going to be that much easier for you.
So I use one of the derm style things, right? I've had good success with it, you know? So how does this change, or how does this improve upon that idea that you get to just seal the tattoo?
In the last few years, there's always been issues with, questions with derms, whether putting adhesive on a fresh tattooed skin is going to hurt the healing process. I've had, issues. People reach out to me all the time with issues they've had with derms, either burning effects or like pulling of the skin. So a lot of people are hesitant and they don't even want to put adhesive on the skin. So what other options are there besides wrapping it in a saran wrap? When a saran wrap, you're basically trapping in the heat, you're liquefying the plasma, and it's not going to promote the healing of the skin. So with the Tattoo Armour, it absorbs the excess plasma. It's breathable, so it can release the heat. So your skin is naturally going to go back to its original form. And it's going to pull all that excess plasma and leave that natural plasma still on the skin. So it's actually going to help promote the healing of the skin.
Okay.
It's also great for multiple day sessions. When you're doing a big 2-day piece, and you want to try to block it in, you're worried about losing that stencil going into day 2. With Tattoo Armour, because there's no heat buildup and there's no abrasion, it actually keeps the stencil and any marker marks still on the skin. You don't have to worry about the client messing it up, rubbing it in their sleep, anything. So if you're doing a 2 or even 3-day session, it's going to be that much easier for you to do your job.
That's clutch right there.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Except, I don't remember the last time I did a 2-day session on anybody. I feel like people were, I think some people
last week.
You did one the other day. Yeah. You did one last week.
Yeah.
Damn, it was like, that was in the back piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was already stenciled though.
He was already
But still, I think I did another 2-day session not long before that one also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's nice to know.
Yeah, someone just last night tagged me in a video. They did a reel and they had a full back piece they've been doing for multiple days. And every day they keep tagging me and showing me the progress and sharing it with all their followers. So one of the coolest things about Tattoo Armour is that we've been building such a network underground that people are tagging us and showing us how they're using it all the time. And it's creating an excitement that people are not seeing in the mainstream. So I keep getting tags, peels. So if you ever check out the armor peels that happen, so basically it's that fresh plasma that's pulling off the skin because the armor isn't rubbing. It's just taking the plasma right from the skin, right into the pad. And when it peels back, it doesn't hurt because there's nothing sticking to the skin. And when it peels back, it creates that nice peel.
Does it leave a perfect impression of the tattoo design?
Pretty much. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just one of those added benefits to doing it right.
Yeah. That little eye candy.
The only thing that, to me, like it reminds me of is like, the chicken pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that defer? Because it looks similar to it, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, so this was in development for 2 years, back in 2018 to 2020. when it was brought over. It was designed by Torsten Malm, who's an intense artist over in Europe, and his wife, Catlin. So him with a medical professional developed it so it could be highly absorbent and breathable and comfortable to wear. Basically helped them do their job. In 2020, they brought it to market just before COVID hit.
Oh, shit.
Perfect timing, right?
Yep. But that is when I jumped on board and said, this is something that we need.
Yeah.
Because it's totally different. I had been healing with derms many times, and there were always some drawbacks. But I decided, you know what? I got some samples. I tried it out for myself first on my ribs, the heart, one of the toughest places to get tattooed. And
yeah, definitely.
And I slept like a baby, on all those sessions. So I decided this is something that needs to be in America because nobody out here is doing anything like it. So, since then, it's just the business has just been growing. The network has been huge. The artist support, if you check out our pro team and sponsored artists, are some of the best artists in the world. You got like artists like Evan Olin, Ryan Ashley, Ben Ochoa,
Some heavy hitters.
Chimpa Moreno.
Super talented.
Yeah. So every time someone's trying it, and even there's old schoolers. I'm not going to name names, but there's guys who basically laughed in my face. And then a year later, they're like, dude, this stuff's amazing. I'm like, I've been telling you. Because like an old schooler, when you try the chicken pads, so these were designed to be bigger, better, higher, more absorbency and breathable. So the chicken pads have more plastic on the outside, so nothing will leak through. These are actually made to be worn on the skin.
The chicken pads have the plastic on the inside too. These don't have plastic anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. They have it on both sides and the absorbent's in the middle.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just what the pad looks like here. So it's very thin. You want to take a look?
Yeah.
It's very thin. They're big, double stitched. And they do the job. It's a simple concept, but it does the job.
How long do they stay on?
You can leave it on about 12 hours. We say 4 to 6 hours just to be safe.
Yeah.
But all artists who use it have used it for 8 hours plus. You're not going to tell a client to wake up in the middle of the night and change it. So it can stay on, no problem, overnight. Take it off in the morning, change it.
Do they come in different sizes or can you cut these?
Both. Yeah. So that's a medium size. They come in large, which is 12 by 15.
Okay.
That's like 8 by 11.
Yeah.
And they can be cut to size. I've wrapped fingers with it. I've wrapped, hands, all kinds of strange areas, tops of feet. You just cut around it. And
that's because, that's one thing you can't do with chicken pads. You cut them. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I do it, but you get all that fuzz in the middle.
All the fuzz in the middle and it gets all screwed up, like you could try, then you have to like figure out a way to seal it.
Yeah. That's cool. What I like about that, what you're saying is that being that it absorbs everything. You were telling me earlier today, like you don't get that dry scabby thing underneath there that makes it a pain in the ass to clean it later.
Yeah. Because it's still keeping it in a nice moist environment. It keeps it liquefied without heating it up and liquefying it. So that sticky plasma that comes off is beautiful, and it's not drying up. It's not something you're going to be picking at the tattoo the next day when you're trying to clean it. It's just so much easier. The next day you take it off, quick wipe down, and you're ready to tattoo. It's that's why like when you're going back in for day 2, artists have been like, well, this stuff's just amazing.
Yeah.
I wish this was around years ago.
Years ago, it helps.
But we finally have a product that can withstand the tattooing.
That's awesome.
And the long sessions.
No, that's sweet. You have some sick work on you, by the way, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
You have some sick tattoos. How long have you been getting tattooed?
So most of my collecting has been over the last 13 years.
Okay.
I basically started, just with my limbs. I'm like, I just want to start getting tattooed. But once Instagram started showcasing the amount of like the good work that's out there, that's when I jumped on board and was like, all right, first piece I got was from Sean Foy. Then I went to Timothy Bohr. And
we got to get Sean on the show. He's a riot.
He's right.
He's a riot.
Cool.
Great dude. But I mean, I've been collecting for many years now, and my idea is to find someone that works with my style that I'm looking for out of my collection.
Yeah.
But I try to look for artists that are unique too. They're artists. I want them to be artists. It's a collaboration event. It's not just walking up into a shop saying, hey, I want to get this. It's more like, hey, I'm thinking about this. And then you come up with the idea together. Both artists and myself are excited about it. And it become, all of them, almost all of them are my friends now, so we've developed all these relationships over the years. So I can reach out to any of them at a moment's notice. Like I have a lot of work from Evan Olin, Mike Caro, you know him from Long Island.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see a lot of black and gray, a lot of realism on you.
Yes, yeah. So my legs are all color. I had a lot of work from here down on it's all color.
Nice.
I got black and gray on my arms. I just got my latest from Tony Mancia.
That thing's cool, man.
Yeah,
that looks cool.
He's badass. Levgen did my knee.
That's wild.
Yeah. And all this was healed with tattoo armor. This recent stuff.
Oh, that'll look great, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Hey, I wanted to ask you something, because I'm like part of a very small percentage of people that when you apply derm to, like no matter what company makes it, I always kind of like my tattoos, and I'm very clean with my process when it comes to healing my tattoos. But under derm, it always gets hot and it always like festers under there. And this seems like a good alternative to that, because I'm like, it's got to be like a sensitivity to the adhesive that's being directly on the tattoo. It's got to do something with it, no matter what, my skin will get red visibly, and it'll feel like super sensitive and it'll heat up.
You're probably having a reaction to the adhesive.
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no adhesive in this product,
Yeah,
right?
so this has no adhesives on it at all. It's going to be taped into place.
Right.
So you light lotion up underneath it, tape it into place, and then just the client can go home, and then you're good to go.
The crazy thing about the derms is I had one client, I was tattooing his inner arm, and depending on how he was holding his arm out for me to put the derm on it, no matter what he did when he put his arm down, now that his arm twists, the derm
scrunched,
twists, and it was like tugging in his armpit. And dude, he showed me after he pulled it off, it was like all like someone like a chemical burn almost.
Yeah.
From the adhesive just peeling on his arm, like pulling on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can be used in a multi-stage process. A lot of artists I know will use the tattoo armor for the first couple of days. When the redness is settled down, the tattoo is closed. If you don't want to deal with the peel, you can go ahead and apply a derm. But again, at that point, you don't really need a derm. Right. At that point, you just want a lotion and you're good to go.
Can it be a long-term heal?
Once the wound is closed, then there's no need for the absorbent pad anymore.
Gotcha.
If you want to protect it, like I once wore it through 4 days just because I wanted to be sure I wasn't going to damage the tattoo.
Right.
I guess the padding is an extra benefit,
Okay.
A lot of clients tell us it's like having a pillow on their tattoo at night. Like last weekend in
That's it?
Yeah. Last weekend in New Orleans, the clients that were getting tattooed for 2-3 days in the booth, every day I always ask them, like, how you feeling? How was the sleep? And they're like, oh, I slept like a baby. This was like a pillow on my leg.
The first few days of getting a new tattoo is when it's like, fuck, everybody wants to tap it, touch it, something for whatever reason. And like any little tap just feels like super irritative. So having a little bit, as soon as you like finish and you put even just like a pad, even just this Saran wrap on, it feels better.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whenever I'm wrapping up a bigger piece, especially, I always have it in the back of my mind, like, oh man, am I wrapping this too tight? And the clients are always like, nah, man, it feels good. Like it feels secure that you're wrapping it tight.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you got to experience it for your first time tonight.
Yeah. So we actually used this before. I don't know if my guy that I was tattooing his thigh, Ed put the wrap on, did the little demonstration of how to use it.
Yeah.
And his tattoo is big.
Yeah, he had a big
And
thigh tattoo.
this medium pad covered the entire tattoo.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, he seemed to dig it. He was like, yeah, this is really easy. He wasn't worried at all, like nothing bunching or nothing pulling or anything like that.
As soon as you tell the client, oh, you don't have to worry about it. Take it off in the morning. They're like, oh, really? What am I supposed to do when I go home? What am I supposed to do when I go to sleep? They're like, no, don't worry about it.
And you're fine. So it's really absorbing. So, I mean, man, I've done tattoos where they get bloody. Bro.
Yeah, just super leaky.
Yeah, they get super leaky.
You got to take out the derm anyway, because it's just a bubble.
It'll just be like a bubble in there.
Dude, when you tattooed me, I had mine for only a couple of hours and I had to take it off and replace it.
For real?
Yeah. Super juicy under there.
It's juicy.
Tell you what, I don't miss those days, and I'm never going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those days you got the sack pulling up, and you got to poke it.
Poke the juice out.
You drain it. Drain that brown like
Gross.
Yeah, or that summer stink. Oh, don't miss that.
So we would do this pretty often, but what did you tattoo this week?
So this week I tattooed a big old owl. I was actually finishing it. I started it maybe like a month ago. It was kind of like, so the guy that I tattooed, I just started tattooing him a couple of months ago. His first tattoo, he got this big skull snake, kind of like Art Nouveau style bordered, flowery, decorated thing around it. He's like, man, his first tattoo was big. He's like, let's just keep going. And he's like 18 years old, and now we're sleeving his arm. So on the inside of his arm, I did this big owl. Up on top by his armpit, and then down the bottom is some sort of skull.
It's a lady. It was a lady, right? It's like a lady?
Well, that's on his forearm.
Oh, that's on his forearm. Yeah.
That's on his forearm. It's a bat skull. So an owl and a bat skull I did on his inside of his arm going down to his ditch.
Nice.
And yeah, that goes onto his forearm also. The thing is massive. So yeah, we did it in 2 sessions. And in between, a lot of times if I'm rushing through my drawing, I want to at least get a basic color palette, just like not even worrying about the gradations, but just, this color is going to be here, balance it off with the same color, throw something in there to kind of give me an idea of what my palette's going to be. So I kind of left it off at that in the first session. I said, I'll work on it during this month break. And then when you come back, I'll have like a real finalized colored version of what you're going to look at when the tattoo's done. And while I was doing that, man, while I was coloring it in, the colors that I was using were a little different than my normal palette that I would normally tattoo with. And in the meantime, Jake from Ink Maps hit me up. He's like, man, there's an app that I'm developing, or that he already developed. You can mix inks on the app, and it'll tell you like what color per whatever brand you're using is the color that you should actually tattoo with.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. So as I'm making these colors on iPad, I'm like, I mean, these are cool, but I have no idea what
the hell this is going to be.
I could guess. But yeah, like you just literally take the eyedropper, you select a part of the design that you're doing, and it'll pop up. Like if you select it as Eternals, my brand, you pick a color and it's like, all right, this is, whatever, hot chocolate. This is Eternal Yellow. What's cool about it too is if you don't have those colors, it'll show you how to mix colors that you do have to make that color.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Sick.
That's something more people need.
That's detailed.
Yeah. It's a really cool app. And the best part about it, dude, as we were talking, Jake was like, man, I'm going to give all of the listeners for Honest Tattooer a discount code. So anybody who's listening, I'll have a link for it in the description. Click on the link. It'll give you 50% off your subscription for it. You just got to put Honest Tattooer in the coupon code thing at checkout.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks, Jake. It's a great product, and everybody should definitely check it out.
Thanks, bro. I'm going to use that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that would save you so much time, because a lot of times, you draw something on your iPad, but I mean, once you print it out, I've had this the worst. You'll do a whole color rendering on an iPad, then you'll like print it out, and then the printout is now been changed by the printer itself.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you wanted to do the like, let me match these colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as easy as it looks sometimes when you go from digital to ink to skin.
Yeah, like the reference on your iPad is probably the closest you're going to get at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even then, it's always going to be slightly different no matter who it is you're tattooing on. Everybody's got different complexions.
Yeah.
But at least this is going to give you a little bit closer of a chance of getting it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, I did a flower. So it was cool, man. I tattooed this girl a few years ago, and I did a chrysanthemum flower on her. And man, that thing healed so bright, so bold. And I was like, fuck, now I got to do that again. Fuck. And then also on top of that, she had already collected some sick ass tattoos by like fucking Michael Kelly.
Oh.
She had a sick ass wolf on the other side.
Oh, man.
And she had also a freaking
I had a tattoo next to one of his pieces too. It's super intimidating.
you're like, that looks so good. God damn. Oh, and then she had a fucking incredible like Richard Smith tattoo.
Oh man.
So I'm like, all right, cool. All right. So of course whenever you tattoo next to like really fucking awesome tattooers, you're like, all right, I'm bringing the fucking heat today. So I fucking did really cool, very big peony flower. And she was very specific. She didn't want any pink at all.
Dude, the whole thing was pink, wasn't it?
No,
No?
actually. So I went actually, you're like, you did it all pink. No, actually I went with like reds. I went with like crimson red. I went with,
I got to look at this now. Aren't the inside inner petals pink?
they're not actually, they're actually the same red, but then I cut those.
With white?
Oh,
To make pink?
that's why I was like, oh, I don't have a drum roll. I wish I had a drum roll, but actually I cut those with a fleshy tone. It's weather leather, actually.
Oh, that's a good color.
It's a really good color.
All right, I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to have this up on screen too.
Yeah. So I cut that with weather leather and
That's the name of the color. Weather leather.
Weathered leather.
weathered leather from Eternal Lake. So I cut that with weathered leather and I used like my light red, cut it with that weathered leather, and I got a really nice tone. And then in certain parts where I wanted it to be a little bit warmer, a little bit hotter, I dipped into a little bit of orange to just like give it a little boost, right? Just brighten it up and then bring it back down, to that. And man, it was fucking, I was like, sweet, this works really great. And it simplified my palette so much because I just had the same reds with that one color to mute things down and then a little bit of brightener to just boost them in certain spots. But I love doing a nice simplified palette where just these little few colors and you can get something really good.
Yeah. So now in her mind, when she saw that, did she think this is pink?
No, she felt that was peach, which is the same thing that I feel because that tone, it's like a peachy tone.
Yeah, I
but
get
not
more of
like
a peach.
more peach than like a pink,
Okay.
Because I'm going off of a flesh tone pretty much. Something that looks fleshy, but once you drop that red into it, then it starts getting all kind of like more peachy instead of going to a pink.
One of the things that I struggle with a lot is cutting your reds. And I know not to just do straight white because you're going to get that hot pink.
Yeah.
Which sucks. And a lot of times I'll dip avocado as my color to mute that with.
Oh shit.
And it'll warm it up. But you can go, if you do too much of that avocado, it starts getting really dirty looking.
Yeah.
But if you get that perfect amount, it'll start lightening it and warming it at the same time. So you're not getting that hot pink color.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Cause I actually, what's funny? I tried mixing that with what color was that? But I think I had a white there and I dipped it and I was like, oh fuck, that's fucking pink.
It's just too hot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's too pink, So I figured I was like, I'm gonna just go back into this weather leather, dude. I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah. That's the money, And from that one on, it went real smooth.
One of the things that I actually avoid is using white altogether when mixing because that white is just too cool.
Yeah,
Just use off-white. Just that little bit of
Off-white.
that tinge helps a lot too.
Yeah, save those whites for the very ends, your little highlights, your points of focus.
Yeah.
That's what I did. The
Warm
off whites, for sure.
Warm white?
Warm white. It's a warmer white, right?
Yeah.
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 What about you, G-Money? What do you do this week?
Oh, I got to do a really cool traditional style horseshoe. Inside the horseshoe was like a aloha theme. So, like palm tree.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was really
Sunset.
cool.
Yeah, that was super sick.
Thanks.
Did you freehand
was
that?
fun. No.
He free drew it though.
I free drew it. I drew it on what are the boomers doing now? Still on tracing paper and like actual pencils.
What are you carving it into stone with rocks?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun to draw. I like the execution.
Yeah, guys, by the way, G-Money still uses a sharpener.
Yeah.
Really?
I sharpen shit.
He sharpens pencils, but the shit's flawless, bro.
I draw.
He be drawing.
At this point, is it just like, are you just being stubborn?
No, I'm just familiar with it.
Okay.
I like the
Because there's no denying, man, that everybody else in the shop gets their drawings done so much faster, right? Because everybody's using an iPad.
Are you hand stenciling too?
it's super. No. I mean, I see how efficient it is with everybody that uses it. So there's no like knocking it. But I continue just doing it pencil and pen and paper because I think I just enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
If you don't get the time to actually do it and just create something with graphite, it's a good alternative.
Yeah. I know I could be like banging out, some drawings and some outlines way quicker, especially with an iPad. I see how efficient it really is. It deduces a lot of steps, which is great. It just speeds things up. But yeah, no, I just like drawing stuff on like paper.
I mean, that's cool.
You're like, God, tight. So just like in the past few months, I like, you know,
It's like, that's cool, I guess. Anyway.
so in the past couple of months, I've started doing, you know, like, I was like, you know, kind of like what he's saying. Like, I fucking miss just drawing on something, right? So I pulled out a sketchbook and I was like, I'm going to draw a sketchbook of a bunch of fucking drawings and I'm going to leave it to my kid, you know? I'm going to give him this book. I'm like, here, dude, this is a bunch of drawings your dad did for this fucking point in time in his life.
That's cool.
You know? Because other than that, what the fuck's the point, bro? I can just draw this shit on an iPad. It'll be cool. But to have the physical, tangible thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more there. But the only thing that I really like drawing with or that I have fun with is with brush pens.
Okay.
Because I can get marks down fast. Like, I don't like drawing with just pencil. It feels very slow.
Yeah.
Like, it feels too slow. Like, I'm trying to get to a more like concrete, even if it's loose and dirty and it feels more like it has a voice, you know?
You want to lay down more ink with one stroke.
Yes.
Yeah. I get
you know?
that.
And like paint too messy.
Yeah.
And then a pencil too slow, you know? Especially to get a nice, you know, gestural line. To get the kind of gestural lines that I like, I would have to use like a really soft charcoal kind of like black. And then that's so fucking messy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I don't want that. So like the happy medium for me has been to just use like a nice brush tip pen where I can do really light marks and just push it down hard if I want like a big, strong, you know, fluid thing. And I feel like I have fun doing that.
Yeah. I get that. I don't think I would be able to do that though, because I like, at least with a pencil or even like a ballpoint pen,
Yeah.
you can have different like
You can get tighter.
well, not tighter, but you have like different values.
Yeah.
Like you can shade, right?
Yes,
You can't do
yes.
that with a brush pen.
No, not necessarily. You can just cross hatch,
Yeah.
things like that, you know.
You guys find time to paint?
Not anymore. Digital painting, I do.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So the beginning of, was it the beginning of this year? It might've been the beginning of this year. Now I don't remember. I set a goal for myself that I was going to do a new digital painting a month. And I got halfway through one of them. We are now in what, September?
Almost there.
So that just means I got to do 10 more in the next 3 months.
That's
How about
it.
new goal? Finish one.
Yeah. I did just finish one. I put it out.
Awesome.
I sold a couple of them.
So talking about painting, man, last week's episode with Andy, one of the things that he said that totally kind of was like, fuck, man, I want to fucking do that shit. I proposed, if you're in the New York City area, you can DM me if you're down for this. I want to do a 7-hour paint day.
Oh yeah.
7-hour paint day, come in to the shop on like a day where we're out, there's no business, nothing, but we came with the same state and focus of mind. We're going to go and fucking paint something
That's cool.
to completion, you know? And not some like little shit, something that's substantial, you know? Just like the same feeling we get when we like knock out a nice big tattoo and you're like, wow, I knocked that tattoo, that's sick. Except this one we get to keep.
And then you do 600 burpees.
Yeah. And then you bust down 600 burpees at the end of the fucking thing, like boss.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd have to buy all new supplies because I sold everything.
Oh, damn.
I think I'd do some watercolor if I could, or maybe some acrylic. I have a bunch of acrylic paints actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like painting with acrylic.
That was my jam.
Yeah?
I hated painting in oil.
Too slow.
Not that it was too slow.
I like layering stuff
Yeah.
on top of the other. So
You
I was
can't
like,
mix the oils as easy, is it?
well, I
Or
mean,
is it-
you
or-
can mix it.
Yeah, you can mix
but
them.
If you do it too much, you get real muddy too
you
quick.
get muddy. And like with acrylics, you can change your mind at any point. I'm like, you know what? Nah,
Yeah.
we're going to cover this up.
Dude, I used to paint with acrylics with my brush in one hand and my blow dryer in the other. So it would be that much faster.
Just fast. Yeah.
Just drying everything as I'm painting it.
The people that like paint with oils, that probably freaks them out. They're like, what?
But even with oils, when I did it, I had, I forgot what it was called. It was like, it was some sort of,
The medium to kind of just like
to
get it to
make
dry faster.
Yeah. It's cobalt fastener, I think it was called, or cobalt something. It was cobalt something. I don't know. But yeah,
Okay.
it would make it dry as opposed to an oil painting would dry in like a couple of days to a week. This would dry pretty much overnight.
But do you have any?
I hated that.
Do you have any art endeavors? Do you paint?
I don't. That's why I went into business.
That's good.
And that's why I became a collector.
That's good.
Exactly.
It was like, I appreciate it, but I couldn't figure out how to actually get myself there.
Yeah.
I didn't see the art in my brain. I always struggled to get it out there. So even writing sometimes, it's just a matter of just trying to get it out on paper, out of the brain. I struggle. Maybe with practice.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Man, I heard a great quote last week. This girl was saying that many people think that artists just are born with that talent. Like, no, they're not.
No.
I mean, maybe some kids are like more into it, so they show a little bit more of like ambition or whatever.
For sure.
But no one has the born talent to draw. Anyone that you show artwork from when they were 10 years old compared to when they were 30 years old, if they've been drawing for all that time.
Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. So it's just a matter of practicing and doing it every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like go to art school and learn how to learn the basics of art
Yeah.
principles.
Yeah. It's just a matter of the passion for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Being in business, being a people person, being out there in the industry, as that's where my path's taken me. So, I mean, I've been around the artists for many years now. I've been around tattooing and painting. And so I have full on appreciation.
What did you do in business before getting into the tattoo world?
I was still am actually a manager at a retail business.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my basically 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And then all my free time is taken up by Tattoo Armour.
Awesome.
And my family.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been great. I mean, as long as I've been in the industry, I wanted to figure out how to get my footprint into it somehow.
Yeah.
Without, I know people don't appreciate outsiders popping into the industry, and I full on respected that. That's why I was a tattoo collector for so many years.
Yeah.
But building my network of friends and artists, I have full on support doing what I'm doing. And, when I was able to get the product into their hands and then they, giving me feedback that they love it and it's helping them do their job, it just made it more rewarding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like, the people in the tattoo industry that are kind of weary of people coming that are not tattooers or like into the industry. I feel like it's all about value. Like, I don't care if you're a tattooer or not, but if you're like bring value to the industry and you're bringing something positive, then what's wrong with that, man? If you're making my job easier, you're making my clients happier.
Yeah.
A
lot of people have been cut off for years. They want to do it their way and that's it. They don't want anybody else. Everybody else is a scammer, just trying to make money off the industry. And honestly, it's not what it was about for me. It was about, getting, I knew something was beneficial about it and I had to get it out into as many people's hands as possible.
I mean, dude, you're tattooed more than a lot of tattoo artists I know.
Right.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's huge because I say this, I'm like, dude, if you're a tattooer and you don't have a lot of tattoos, I don't think you like tattoos that much. You just like making art and making money from it. And this is an avenue for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds shitty, guys, but it's the fucking truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not done yet. I still got big plans in the works for the rest of my suit.
What do you have left?
I got my full back and chest.
Oh shit. Those are the tough spots.
I know. Soon, hopefully soon.
Nice.
It's just, those are the commitments. That's a full back piece commitment is many, many sessions.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can easily commit to. It's just a matter of, figuring out the time frame because I don't want to wait many years to get that done. If I'm doing it, I want to get it done.
You have an idea of what you want?
Yeah. I got a couple artists I've already been talking with that we've been designing things. So it's just a matter of finalizing it and getting in the chair.
Nice.
Or bed.
Nice. Or bed. Chair bed.
Yep.
Nice.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Man, reaching that point in your tattoo, journey is crazy. Like maybe some of you guys that are listening are there already where you're like, oh man, the spaces are almost gone. Like there's not much left to do. And like, I'm reaching that point, like, like where I said this year would be my last year of like filling it up, but like, all right, all the big spots will be gone this year and I'm right on track. Mm-hmm. And it's
is that why you posted that thing about getting your face tattooed?
Oh, no, that's just because life makes you feel crazy.
Okay.
Oh man, I feel like face tats are one of those things where like face tats
go back.
and cutting your hair off, you know?
Yeah, big steps. Big moves.
Yeah, like I need big changes.
Yeah. Chop
You
it
know
all
what I'm
off.
saying?
Start small.
I need big changes. Tat in the face. There's something going on. You know what I'm saying? But no, for real. I just feel like, you know, this was the year. I was like, you know what? I've been neglecting these few little shit spots like kneecaps. G Money's banging this thing out for me. And then fucking I have the back of my leg, which back of the knee area.
Yeah.
And that'll be it, you
I
know?
don't miss those areas.
And I'm stoked. I have an appointment with the OG Chris Garver to get that filled in.
Ooh.
So I'm so pumped. I know, fucking monster of a tattooer. And I have no fucking idea what I'm going to get, guys. I have this appointment booked. No idea what I'm going to get. Because you know why? I'm going to ask him, what do you think would be good right here?
Yeah,
He'll
he'll
pro-
freehand something down there.
Oh, yeah. He'll be like, oh, this will look great there.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, that's all. I'll
Yeah. I'm
run
like,
in. Be done.
yeah, he makes a vase look good. Like, you know, painting cool shit on it. So that's how I'm going to approach it. But man, getting tattooed is a crazy experience. And like, you know, no matter if you're a collector like yourself or a tattooer like us, I feel like I'm a collector because I've been collecting from friends and from people I fucking look up to and admire. in this
Same
tattoo
here.
industry.
The term collector now is so open, as you know, everybody's getting tattoos from all over the place now. So, you know, the old school thought of what collector was to now is just not the same. Pretty much anybody can be a collector nowadays. You just get a few tattoos and you're a collector.
Yeah.
Do you think a collector means collecting from multiple artists, or could a collector mean one tattoo artist, your entire body?
It's funny. It's like it's almost like an online argument all the time of what is the definition of a collector. I'm more into the, you know, a collector is someone that has done the research, is looking for a specific style, looking for, you know, how like basically what specific artists are going to work with an overall theme. So like all the artists I've chosen have been researched and, you know, they're sought after. I've had to wait for appointments just to get in with them, just to make it fit with the story that my body's telling. And other people just go around, oh, I'm in a city, I'm just going to go get a tattoo from an artist here.
Yeah.
And they'll find some good ones and they'll get some work, but it's not cohesive, though it doesn't have to be cohesive. You know, it's, you know.
See, that's a tricky thing because I like, to me, this is gonna probably trigger somebody out there, but to me, like a collector is like, if you're gonna be a collector of like realism tattoos, right? There's a certain harmony that gets built, even if it's a multiple artists, you know what I'm saying? But if you stick within that genre, like it definitely like there's harmony.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, I got like this realism tattoo here, and then it's like traddy tattoo here, and they're both amazing tattooers they're both very different camps. I don't know. They're just like, it's back to like, I think we said this once of like, you know, if you like have a house and then you fill it up with just a random shit,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like even if it's like exquisite furniture, but if it doesn't go together, it just doesn't go together. It don't look good, bro. Like, sound like a hoarder, not a good collector. You
But
know?
for the sake of this conversation, it's still collecting.
It is collecting.
It is.
I know.
It is. So
That's what I said.
why-
It's just my perception.
Yeah. So it can be debated back and forth all day long. The way I always saw myself as a collector was look for just good artists. You know, that I try to get the best that I want for what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't take a step back just because I want to do something. You know, if I find someone that's going to work with what I'm looking for, and that's my collection.
I always thought of collection, a tattoo collecting is with multiple artists.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's been getting like Scott, my guy Scott.
Yeah.
He's got both of his legs tattooed by me. And I think he's got maybe one other tattoo or two other tattoos from somebody other than me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a collector.
Right.
I think he's got a bunch of tattoos by me.
I think he's a collector.
Okay, they're gonna throw.
I have a buddy that has 2 full leg sleeves from an artist that I know, and you know, you look at him, you're like, oh yeah, the level of that artwork, you know, you're definitely a collector because you're you went to, the specific artist to get what you wanted. You're getting it done. You're filling it up.
Dude.
If you
I was
go
gonna
to,
say
if you go
Scott's
to,
a collector of Matriano art,
that's it.
motherfucker.
Yeah. If you go to a garage sale and you buy a bunch of stuff at one garage sale, are you a garage sale guy? Probably not. But if you go to a garage sale every fucking weekend, you buy a bunch of stuff at different garage sale, then you're a garage sale collector. Right?
What if we go to the same house every weekend and buy something?
I don't know.
It starts getting complicated.
If you go to that one antique store, but you buy 5 items from there, you're still a collector.
You're still an IT collector.
Yeah, and you're from the same spot.
What's the limit? How many do you have to be considered a collector?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm agreeing with what he said as far as like when you do the research and you kind of like are seeking that, what people will say is like a higher tier of artwork or tattoos.
I feel like I think that's kind of like the main thing.
Yeah, because
like,
I feel like even if I've done like a lot of tattoos on just one person, I feel like that person is still a collector because they really kind of like sought you out and they're looking for a specific look.
I disagree with everybody.
All right.
I know. Guys, please. Okay. So in the comments, please let us know, what is a tattoo collector to you? Let's just settle this shit once and for all, because we all have different fucking opinions about this. What is a tattoo collector?
Yeah.
I mean, who said this? I saw some artist say, as soon as a fucking client says, I'm a collector, I fucking hate him. Like, I swear to God. I saw somebody say that. I can't remember who, but they were like, yeah, man, as soon as like a client tells me I'm a tattoo collector, I'm like, oh, fuck them. You know?
There's a whole underlying community of tattoo collectors.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been part of it. And they get so catty sometimes. It's insane. Like how they bust on people. They make fun of people. They're like ripping artists apart. I'm just like, they're just doing work.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So I kind of don't associate with as much of that anymore because I don't like how it goes to a realm that's disrespectful at times.
Yeah. Tattoo collector drama.
Yeah. There's also collectors out there that want to be teachers on how to collect.
Oh,
and it's like, you don't need that either.
Bro, that's how to use Google, baby.
You scroll through Instagram. That's how you collect.
You know, I was gonna say, I was like, to some people probably like they would think like, oh, a tattoo collector is everybody you're getting tattooed by. Books are closed, and
exactly. It's a harder to get. It's a harder to get echelon.
But going back to the whole research thing, what about the guys who are just like, let's say they're in a band and they travel state to state and like, oh man, I'm going to get a tattoo in every state. And I don't fucking care who it's from. Just, I'm going to mark something to show that I was here.
I was there.
Yeah. That's a collector, right?
In a word.
Do you know Ronnie Radke?
No.
I can't remember what band he's from. Falling in Reverse, I think he's the lead singer.
Oh yeah. Escape the Fate. Yeah.
Yeah. So he just recently started getting tattooed by big name artists. So he just got done. Mike Hollows just tattooed him. Ronnie,
who's got a great voice.
Robbie Latos tattooed him. So, I mean, he decided with his legs, I'm going big and I'm getting good art.
Yeah.
And his legs are awesome, but everything else is just like black work, like cover up. And so it's good to see someone of his caliber actually out there, pushing it and trying to get good artwork.
Definitely.
and showcasing it.
I think that's great. And I think like, man, like I wish I could go back in time and tell like, Lil Wayne to just get some sick tats, bro. Because honestly, Lil Wayne triggered a whole avalanche of shit.
Is he the reason?
Absolutely, bro. Yeah. Lil Wayne really made like the covered in whatever look be popping, be cool. That was the pivotal, because before that, like,
was he before Travis Barker though?
Travis Barker had a bunch of shit, but cool shit.
Okay.
But he had more like, he was covered in a lot of stuff, but it was all like, it
looked better.
Yeah. He was getting a bunch of like Mr. Cartoons type stuff. And before that, of course, he had some like, those like 90s, like super, like, like that boombox, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of tattoo.
Yeah.
But overall, he had like a bunch of fine line, black and gray, cool looking shit, Lil Wayne just had like whatever, bro. you know, but that made it be like, oh, the look, you know, the aesthetic just started rolling, especially once it got huge into the other rappers that admired him, you know, then
Like Post Malone now.
Exactly. Like, I don't think that Post Malone would be how Post Malone looks like now if it wouldn't have been for a Lil Wayne many, many, many years before that.
Right.
You know, it just triggered a whole avalanche of like, that's the look if you're trying to get to this point.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like it made it the norm.
Yeah, it made it the norm. So I was like, fuck, somebody would put some sick fucking shit on Lil Wayne, dude. Whole different shift of the culture.
Yeah, but then there's just other celebrities that get stupid tattoos that everybody kind of leeches onto that too. Like all the Rihanna tattoos that she has.
Yeah.
Oh my
Or you can just get put under and get an 11-hour tattoo sleeve.
Holy shit. That's the wildest shit. I can't get over it.
Oh, nah.
I still can't get over it.
I don't agree with that. I don't know. I'm just like,
No
put me
pain,
to
no gain. That's what I say.
I know. I mean,
It was Dak Prescott who got the most recent one that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't understand why though. Like, it's not like,
you're skipping the journey, the challenge.
did he have multiple artists doing?
For sure. Yeah. I think he probably got it done like in a Ganga tattoo with everybody else, you know? But I think it's a matter of, you know, they want the aesthetic overnight. You know,
They may not have the time to go through everything. So they figure, let me just bang it out when I have a week. Okay. Get it all done, get the heel done, and go back to practice.
He did that right in the beginning of the football season. Like, he's out there throwing, like he's a quarterback. He's out there getting tackled
with a
nonstop.
fresh leg tat.
Yeah, fresh leg tat. That sucks. Like, whether you're out for 11 hours getting the tattoo, you still have to heal that, and you're
still
getting
gotta
beat
heal
up
that
on the
shit.
field.
Did you know Tyreek Hill did it last year?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Because some artists were posting it. And I'm like, that looks like Tyreek Hill. And sure enough, it was.
Okay.
I'm like, I hope he plays well this weekend. Sorry, I'm a Dolphin fan.
Okay. Womp womp.
Wild, man.
No, they're 2-0. It's okay.
You know, with all that stuff, man, like, you know, I'm just scared that what if something bad happens and then how that comes down on tattooing?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, with the amount of money that he's got, I'm sure that if something happened, like there'd be lawsuits.
Still be lost. Yeah.
But still, like you're putting the whole team at jeopardy.
Yeah.
Got to get the second string quarterback to fill in if you're, got an infection or whatever, you can't play.
Maybe he was wrapped in tattoo armor.
Oh, maybe.
That happened to
It's like a pillow on his leg.
that happened to a baseball player. He got a
should have
fucking
been on tattoo armor.
He got a leg tattoo. She got infected. He had to sit out for games.
Was he trying to slide into second base with the leg tattoo that was trying to heal?
No. It just didn't heal well. Maybe he didn't take care of it well. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it put him out for like 2 weeks. And it was baseball, so he missed a lot of games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in baseball, 2 weeks is a lot. So,
Yeah.
It's probably a good 6-7 games.
Yeah.
Should be in the contract. Don't screw with your body.
During the season.
They were
during the
actually
season.
talking about
Right.
about adding that to contracts from now on and be like, yeah, during the season you cannot do shit.
Don't get
getting
tattooed.
tattooed.
Yeah, you should be owned by the organization for those
During that
for
time.
that season. Yep. Off season, sure, do what you want.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's,
Oh shit.
yeah, we're about an hour in.
Yeah, we're about an hour in.
Any final words? All right, I'll add something while you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody who supports our Patreon page. Everybody who supports gets the after show, which is a couple of extra minutes or just some deleted content that doesn't make it into the show. But great thanks to everybody who supports us. Every little bit counts. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that cost us money. We have subscriptions for editing software and hosting fees and everything. So any little bit helps, and we really appreciate it. If you want to help support the show, head over to patreon.com/HONESTTATTOOER. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Every week, we try to bring you something. If there's something that you want to know more about, if you have something to bring to the table, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Because at the end of the day, we want to have really good talks with people from all walks of life. You don't have to be a tattooer to be here, but you just have to fucking love tattoos. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Cool. Ed, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for showing us how to use this stuff. It's really helpful.
Yeah, I appreciate. Thank you for having me. If artists out there want to see how you can get your hands on tattoo armor, head over to tattooarmorusa.com. We have our distributor list there with some direct links to buy the product through your distributors. We also have a store on tattooarmorusa.com. You can buy there too.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.